folks hear me all loud and clear? All right, thank you for showing up today. Today, I want to feel your energy. Our righteous movement demands nothing less than that. This is not the time for silence or hesitation. Today, this moment is the time to be loud and fearless, to make it clear that we will not stop until Palestine is free. Before we begin today, I wanted to take a moment to honor Indigenous land defenders across Turtle Island. We gather here on the traditional unceded territory of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee people. These lands, for thousands of years, have been cared for by Indigenous people. And the resistance to colonialism and ongoing defense of their lands continues to inspire us and guide us. So we honor their sacrifices and struggles of the Indigenous communities who fight against erasure and colonialism. Indigenous peoples and Palestinians do not just share a similar history, we share a common enemy and a common goal. Liberation from the forces of colonialism and imperialism that unite the colonial states of Canada and Israel. So today, we fight for a future without Zionism, without settler colonialism, without the blood-soaked hands of imperialist powers dictating who gets to live and who gets erased. So long live Indigenous resistance from Turtle Island to Palestine. We are here today because the Zionist entity, through its hundreds of violations, just the other day, has officially broken the ceasefire agreement and escalated its genocide in Gaza. This was not a breakdown in negotiations. This was a deliberate choice. A choice to massacre over 400 Palestinians, and the number's growing just over the last 24 hours. A choice to keep 2.3 million people starving. A choice to block all aid, bomb all hospitals, and cut off all electricity for 12 days before dropping bombs on refugees in tents. Shame! The Zionist entity has declared its agenda with no shame. It will unleash its destruction on anyone who dares resist the imperialist war machine. But we are not afraid, are we now? No! Because we know our movement is stronger than any empire. We know that Zionism is failing. We know that Palestinians and us will never break. And make no mistake, this is not just an attack on Gaza. It is an attack on all of Palestine. It is an attack on anyone who stands for justice, from the West Bank to Yemen to Lebanon to right here in Kitchener-Waterloo. We have seen the arrests and deportations of Palestinian organizers, the criminalization of our movement, the smear campaigns against students and workers who stand up for Palestine.
Shame!
Bring them home!
They want us to be afraid. They want us to be silent. But we are still fighting. And we are never backing down. Canada and the US and every other Western government backing Israel's genocide have lost any shred of credibility. They talk about human rights while funding ethnic cleansing. They speak of peace while arming a settler colony with bombs that murder children, men and women. Shame! 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 We know the truth. We know that every government, bank, company, shipping company, and our universities are complicit in the massacres and the genocide ongoing in Gaza. Not only are they complicit, they are guilty. They are guilty. And we are here to say, we will not let you rest. We will not let you profit. And we will not let you forget. This is not just a rally. This is an emergency mobilization. Today, we are here to grieve, but we are also here to organize, to fight, to take action until every dollar of support to so-called Israel is cut off, until every weapon shipment is stopped, until every Palestinian in exile returns to Palestine. Ceasefire now, an arms embargo, and an end to the complicity. We are here because we know there exists a world beyond Zionism. There is a world where our people are free. And that world is a world we fight for and will continue to fight for. Gaza is still standing. Palestine still stand. And we stand with them. We will continue to fight.
The other day, Israel, of course, ended the ceasefire and massacred 500 innocent Palestinians. There was no warning for these people. There was no way for them to get to safety. They were just simply carpet bombed. It was an enormous massacre. And even before this, why were there complications with the ceasefire? I'm here to contend that it was absolutely undeniably Israel that violated the ceasefire, like every other ceasefire in history. Of the 50 aid trucks that were supposed to enter every single day, only 23 were allowed to enter. Of the 50,000 caravans that were supposed to be brought into Palestine, only 15 were brought in. So of the 58 trucks that were supposed to enter every single day, only 23 were allowed to enter. Of the 60,000 caravans, mobile homes that were supposed to be allowed to enter as per the ceasefire agreement, only 15 were allowed to enter. Not 15,000, 15 were allowed to enter. Of the 600 heavy-duty construction vehicles that were supposed to be able to enter to remove the rubble so that we can get the bodies under the rubble and get people back into their homes, only 9 were allowed to enter. And these are just 3 of the many violations. And then, because of their own violations, Israel does not they disallow food from entering into Gaza for 15 days. They starve the people for 15 days and then bomb them and kill 500 of them. We understand that the only language that the colonizer understands is force. We are here today to demand a two-way arms embargo. No more sending weapons to Israel. No more funding Israel. And I'm calling out to everyone, every single person, to join an organization, to participate in boycotts, to end the hegemony of the Zionist entity, because there is no other way to coexist.
How do you feel about Canada's response to this?
What response? Justin Trudeau comes out right before the massacre while Israel is committing these violations of the ceasefire and says nobody should be ashamed to call themselves a Zionist. Every single Zionist on this earth should feel ashamed of themselves. It's a colonial ideology predicated on the genocide and displacement of an entire people.
Palestine is free. This election will remember. This election will remember. This election will remember. This election will remember.
embargo or listen to their constituents. Shame! Shame! We must make it clear. We must make it clear. A ceasefire without an arms embargo is not a real ceasefire. Without cutting off the flow of weapons, the genocide will continue.
And for peace, we are part of a national movement, and we've been holding our government accountable and demanding for Canada's complicity in genocide, and we've been demanding an arms embargo now. 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 Last night, over 400 Palestinians were killed in Gaza by Israel. Shame! Families were murdered with bombs and fighter jets made with Canadian components. Shame! Here in Waterloo region alone, there are over 6 weapons manufacturers contributing parts for F-35 fighter jets. This must end. Shame! We have been calling on the Canadian government for over a year to implement a complete two-way arms embargo. So far, 47 MPs have signed on in support, including locally Mike Morris in Kitchener Centre. And thanks to our pressure, Tim Lewis in Kitchener-Conestoga. It would be a major setback to the progress that we have made through our collective action. Under relentless pressure from people like you across the country, we have forced the Liberals to change their position on Israel's genocide over the last year. Give it up! We have forced them to partially reduce arms exports, to reinstate UNRWA funding, and to back some important UN resolutions. We have made progress, but these half measures are nowhere near enough. Shame! Now is the time to act. We have the power to make Palestine an election issue through the Vote Palestine platform.
Across the country, people are speaking up to pressure MPs, political parties, and candidates to support the Palestine platform. There are 5 calls to action in this platform that we want to see all candidates endorse. 1. A two-way arms embargo on Israel. 2. End Canadian involvement in illegal Israeli settlements. 3. Address anti-Palestinian racism and protect freedom of expression. 4. Recognize the state of Palestine. 5. Properly fund the relief efforts in Gaza, including UNRWA. Right now, we have power. Soon, MPs and candidates will be knocking on your door, looking for your support and asking for your vote. Together, we can show them that if they want the support of this community, they must back the Palestine platform. They must speak up. They must work toward Palestinian liberation.
We demand full liberation! We demand full liberation! No more normalization! No more normalization! If Gaza gets no justice, then you will get no peace! If Gaza gets no justice, then you will get no peace! If Gaza gets no justice, then you will get no peace! If Gaza gets no justice, then you will get no peace! If Gaza gets no justice, then you will get no peace! If Gaza gets no justice, then you will get no peace! Gaza, Gaza, head held high! Gaza, Gaza, head held high!
The student movement has been a driving force in the fight for Palestinian liberation, refusing to let our universities be a site for genocide profiteering. Despite repression, censorship, smear campaigns, students in Kitchener-Waterloo, across Canada, and all over the world have been mobilizing relentlessly, staging walkouts, pushing for divestment, and confronting institutions that arm Israel's genocide and invest in death-making institutions. The fight for Palestine is a fight for justice, for a world where education is not built on stolen land and blood money.
We aim to keep the campus politically engaged and aware through education and action. After a year of genocide, students have hosted rallies, sit-ins, encampments, teach-ins to let people know that we will never be silenced when thousands of Palestinians have been murdered by the hands of Israel and complicit universities across Turtle Island. Shame! Shame!
To affect how you vote and act in this election. If we send thousands of emails, ask questions at the door when they come for our votes, and raise these questions at election events, it will force political parties to act, but we need everyone to use their voice and use it loudly. So of course, our support for Palestine does not start and end with whose name we write on the ballot. Of course, no matter what, we will organize and mobilize for Palestine. But we can use this election to make sure Palestine remains at the forefront of every conversation. We can use this election to shape who will make future decisions on things like Canada's arms exports and humanitarian aid funding. Now is the time to act. Remember that we have the power to make Palestine an election issue.
As we stand here today, Gaza is still under siege. The bombs are still falling. The children are still starving, and the world is still silent. Shame! But we are not. We are the voices that terrify them. We are the movement that keeps growing. And we are the force that will stop this genocide. But we must be clear. A ceasefire is not enough. A ceasefire without an arms embargo is just more genocide. A ceasefire without justice is just more death postponed. And that is why we are not just here to mourn, but we are here to fight. That means we must shut down the flow of weapons to Israel. That means we must disrupt every institution that funds and supports this genocide. That means that we must make Palestine an election issue, a workplace issue, a campus issue, a home issue. Because the fight does not end here. It starts here. The Zionist entity cannot exist without genocide. And it cannot commit genocide without support. That is why we fight for an arms embargo. We are here to make sure that if our government and our universities feel the pressure, if our leaders will not act, then we will act. We will blockade. We will disrupt. We will shut them down. We are at a turning point in history. Future generations will look back at this moment and ask what we did, what you did. And let it be clear, we did not stand by. We did not stay silent. We fought for a free Palestine, and we will win. Before we close, we take a moment to honor the martyrs, the thousands and hundreds of thousands of Palestinians who have given their lives in this fight for liberation. They are not gone. They live in every heartbeat, in every breath, in every act of resistance. Every martyr is a universe, and we will honor them by continuing their fight. And so we say, louder than ever, stronger than ever, with every fiber of our
our being. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.